Hello, hello, hello. This message is about Gunslinger, and I've prepared some words that I've actually typed out, so I'm going to read them because I think I've tried to make sure that the message is very clear, and we're really looking to bring about a really amazing and positive outcome. So forgive me that I'm reading. This message is an appeal for the Gunslinger Project. Some of you will recall how Richie and I made a video together at the very beginning of this project where Richie detailed how he went to 5 different factories to make his tip jar holster and couldn't achieve a result. Privately, he told me that he always expected me to call him and say that I can't do it. I never called him with that message, and I'm not calling it today. In our Facebook Live recorded on the 1st of October last year in Kansas City, and we're going to add the link to that below so you can watch it for yourself, you'll see how Richie and I actually go into detail together in front of the group about how complex Gunslinger is to produce for both of us. I'm proud of our effort to bring Gunslinger into reality. It really is a great product. Does it have some weaknesses? Yes, weaknesses we didn't foresee. Like guys that are shorter than 5'8" are more likely to wear away the bottom of the Gunslinger, or the way guys slide the Gunslinger on their belts has a different effect on the stitching in the top loop. We've noticed these and designed them out so they're not weaknesses in future models. What I ask of the community is the chance to do what every manufacturer has the right to do, repair or replace any Gunslinger with any issue, as we have done since the beginning of the project. If you have a problematic Gunslinger, I ask that you tell Reach It, because only Reach It can replace your Gunslinger and get you happy again. We'll contact all Gunslinger owners to this effect shortly. We're also now recovering all units that have been replaced to see if there's any further advances we can make to the design to prevent the possibility of repeating problems in the future. And to be honest, I don't like how this has become about me, about my character. It's a modern version of a public whipping where there is no trial. I've not engaged with it, and I won't. My dream and dedication to this industry for the last 8 years does not include this. My family is genuinely concerned for my well-being as I try and anticipate the fallout of this attack on our family business that we started just 7 years ago, and now with 30 dedicated members of Team Reach It. Now, how did all this come about? Well, I have an inkling, and it goes like this. I get messages every day about how much people love their Gunslinger. We get repeat orders from business owners who buy them for every member of their team. And right now we have an order with one company buying an additional 45 Gunslingers in their company colours. Now, what do I talk to Richie about? Well, the problems. I get him to focus on the weaknesses to help us solve them. And I've not shared with him all the elation and all the delight. Now, it seems so obvious now that if all you hear is bad, you'll think all is bad. But at the time, we were just thanking our customers and moving forward with a very busy schedule for 2019. Now, with this understanding, I've committed to myself to share with Richie all the positive feedback as well. So here's my formal statement. I mean, what can we say? Only you be the judge, the jury, but not the executioner. With a particularly intense channel of negative energy being directed at Gunslinger right now, and with the observation that any positive support is not receiving the same reaction from the hosts, we want to assure everyone that we believe 100% in Gunslinger and in Richie Blue. Online, in certain channels, one side of a story with a lot of new information and feedback is being built by commentators, and here is my side to that same story. This message also contains our response to let you be the judge. We're going to be offering everyone a 30-day free trial of a Gunslinger. The Gunslinger Project. We want to be transparent with the community at this time. To date, we have just over 1,000 Gunslingers on the hips of window cleaners. In total, 5.5% of these Gunslingers have been replaced for various reasons since the project began. One Gunslinger has been refunded and recovered with its replacement. The revenue from the Gunslinger project to date is around $76,000. Now, I'm talking about the money because if I don't, it would be reasonable to conclude that if so many customers are okay, then it must be about the money. Now, I can relate that at some point there was a difference of opinion about the money we were paying to Richie. I can assure you that, at today's date, it's not about the money. We've paid all of Richie's royalties to December 15th, 2018, as well as reimbursement to Richie, his claims for several thousands of dollars for product improvement and development materials, with several new models of tool holsters developed for 2019. The backstory. Well, before Gunslinger, there was a prototype made by Richie called Tip Jar. You may have seen it on Richie's YouTube channel back in the day. I mean, it was certainly getting him a lot of interest, and it was pretty exciting. Now, Tip Jar was beta tested by, I think, around 8 veteran window cleaners. Now, I can't tell you if Tip Jar was a better product or a better design, as some are saying. I never used one. All I know is that Tip Jar was a predecessor to Gunslinger. It does not look the same as Gunslinger, however it does work on the same principle as Gunslinger. The final design of Gunslinger that we manufactured was delivered to us in April 2018 with some videos from Richie, a sample from Richie, and what's called a tech pack. Now, tech pack is what you could say the design specs. As we set up our new factory floor to make Gunslinger, Richie guided us in what kind of sewing machines to buy. We hired a team of 6 sewers as well as a master sewer. He's really experienced. And as we set to work adapting Richie's home production methods to factory production methods, we made knives that cut every Gunslinger identically according to a tech pack rather than cutting by hand. And we made sets of customized clamps to set the glue rather than using paper clamps, as an example. Now, as Richie was buying all his materials locally in UFO San Diego, in mid-March we went to the largest fabric city in China, and we bought over 2,500 yards of materials, with Richie involved in the process by video and later with samples sent to him in San Diego in what we called care packs. From the start of the project, certainly there are things that were closest match, and we both knew that at the time. In production, we certainly had some processes we couldn't match perfectly at the very beginning. Working from videos and with a brand new product that hadn't been mass-produced before, these things we learned, and all of them we have rectified. Of all the Gunslingers we've replaced, more come from that first April-May production and way less from the later production. Is it possible to have a problematic Gunslinger today? I guess so. It's not intentional. Nobody's sabotaging on our production line. We just know that we can still have an issue. It's a complex handmade product made from plastic and fabric materials glued and sewn together. If something goes wrong, we have always followed our policy of repair or replace. We started production of Gunslinger in April 2018. 2 months later, on the 22nd of June 2018, after being vetted by his lawyer and several clause modifications, Richie and I signed our agreement together, assigning to Reach It the right to manufacture, market, and distribute Gunslinger. At this time, already 340 Gunslingers were sold. If there was a terminal problem with our production and our relationship at that time, it would not have been a problem. We would not have signed our agreement together. Now, Gunslinger was going along great. We flew Richie Blue and his wife Hydra to Kansas City. We put him up in a hotel for the grand opening of the Reach It store on October the 1st, 2018, when Richie explained Gunslinger, Tip Jar, and how complex they are to make, demonstrates how to use Gunslinger, and we cover the whole production journey together. It's all on Facebook Live, and so I'll add a link to that below if you're interested. Off camera, Richie showed our friends some of his new ideas. He called them Peacemaker and Bombardier. Now, after the show, Richie gave them to me, and I have them in my office today. Now, if it were true that Richie and I were not in alignment and in agreement on Gunslinger, everyone would have seen it there. However, it was harmonious. We had 3 days together, and neither of us asked for a project or production review meeting. Now, things changed between us after the grand opening until around 6 weeks later. It was the same time that Casper from Black Diamond was staying with us here in China and visiting our factory, and I had a discussion with Richie Blue that went south. In the moment, I said things that I shouldn't have, and I have apologized. Today, I understand that I must live with the consequences of that conversation. These days, Richie and I are having conversations by email to realign. However, in certain forums, Facebook groups, and YouTube channels, it's turned into a juggernaut of negativity. And again, I accept and I apologize for my part in creating the stimulus. Now, the window cleaning community has spoken, and we have listened. You know, it's not comfortable the way it's been presented. However, it is what it is. It's the truth to those who are sharing it. Now, to balance this negativity and to give everybody a chance for positivity, we want to give everyone the opportunity to form their own opinion from your own experience with a real gunslinger. Our goal as a manufacturer, working with our customer community, is not to kill Gunslinger, but rather to perfect Gunslinger. We believe, in the end, the evidence will be overwhelmingly in favour of the Gunslinger we have made. Today and moving forward, well, you know, we can't just say, Gunslinger is great, you know, don't believe all you hear. Well, that would never work. I mean, we all know that. All we can do is say, you know, you be the judge, you be the jury. We want Gunslinger to survive and get better. It has so much potential. So this is our offer. If you, as a window cleaner, want to experience a Gunslinger, we will send you a Gunslinger with no money down other than a $13.95 shipping fee. And we encourage you to take up the chance to contribute to the public feedback. To effect this, we still need a few days to set up the logistical systems and processes, as we also are taking delivery of another shipment of Gunslinger that landed in the United States last week. When it's ready, you'll go to store.futureofcleaning.com and search the keywords 30 days. Choose your preferred Gunslinger and we'll confirm that we have it in stock. Now, as all of our Gunslinger stock is in the United States, this offer is for the USA only, and only for the colours that are in the USA. Let us assure you, your Gunslinger has been double tested that it's waterproof, once in our factory and again by Indira in our KCMO store. Once you receive your Gunslinger, we invite you to use it for 30 days and form your opinion, which we encourage you to share publicly. It's not for free. This is not a free Gunslinger, it's a free 30-day trial of Gunslinger with a price point of $75, limit 1 per person or per delivery address. If in the unlikely event you have an issue with your Gunslinger during those 30 days, we will do our very best to resolve it with you as if you have already paid. If in the unlikely circumstance you don't feel like you're going to love your Gunslinger going forward, simply pack it in the box, return it to us with a reply paid label that will be included. We know at this time that only with a Gunslinger on your hip can you make a well-informed decision for you and your business. Now, as soon as you're certain you want to keep your Gunslinger, then please pay the $75 link we send to you. Our agreement with Ritchie Blue is for a percentage of the sale price paid as a royalty on the final sales revenue from each Gunslinger. If you keep your Gunslinger, we all win. We get to have a happy customer, Ritchie is rewarded for his design, and most importantly, you are able to enjoy a better tool holster in 2019. Is this the current Gunslinger? Yes. This is the latest version of Gunslinger 1.0, let's call it that, manufactured September-November 2018. Now we have a Gunslinger version 1.1 that's in production for limited custom orders and replacements. However, it's not for sale yet, maybe till March 2019, while we look to sort out the final specs with Ritchie. And its price point will be back to $99, like these are $75. We ask your respect. As we have such an emotive experience happening right now, we ask for your respect for Ritchie and us to work our way through to a win-win-win. Right now it's potentially overwhelming for us both. There are no winners in the current tone. Give us time as we do our very best to recover the dream we share together. The team at Reach are determined to deliver what everyone wants. Whilst we think this could have been achieved differently, however, in the end, we will hold no grudges, there will be no villains, and this truly will be the best thing that ever happened to Gunslinger. The spirit of this message. We hope that this message can be received by the community in the spirit it's intended. We hope and pray with all our heart that this offer and the words we've chosen in this message is perceived in a way that cannot be twisted and used against us. If you have a negative experience with a Gunslinger as a result of this campaign, you can support the negative commentary. On the other hand, as we expect, based on the 950 customers who have had a Gunslinger and not reported a problem to us, and again, if you're one of these people, we'll be writing to you shortly, and the 5.5% of people that asked for and are happy with their replacement, if your Gunslinger experience is positive others can gain confidence in Gunslinger and also feel empowered to add positive commentary. In closing, we truly hope that we can influence this conversation in such a way that it does not discourage other window cleaners from promoting their innovations, and it doesn't steer other manufacturers from the process of bringing brand new products to market. For the sake of our industry, please, let's make this end with a huge positive. 9 years ago, I was a window cleaner like all of you. I had a dream to work with my son, and we started Reach It with $10,000 from a small apartment. I always felt I belong in the window cleaner community, and looking forward, I cannot imagine I want to be part of a world where it is window cleaners versus manufacturers. I truly believe this is the wrong direction for us all to be going. We need you, you need us. It can't be as a duty or under a threat. It has to be from passion and love for what we do. You know why? Because we all have to go home. We have to be a partner, a father, a grandfather, a brother, and a friend. No one else seeing what is happening right now would, in their right mind, keep doing this in anticipation of what we're now enduring. That is my formal presentation. We're so passionate about Gunslinger. We want you all to have one. Leave your comments below. Keep in touch with us, and we'll be certainly letting you know when we have the logistics and the link for you to be able to take advantage of this offer. Go Gunslinger.